Underground. 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 Underground.
Greetings, surface dwellers. My name is Michael, and these are my chthonic musings. We are slowly catching up on this RPG a Day 2025, 2 prompts at a time. And today we will be doing prompt number 14, Mystery, and 15, Deceive. Have you ever said to yourself, you know, my games are pretty good, but I just feel that they could be better. I think the problem is my players they're too focused. They're too, aware of what's going on in the world. And I think what I need is distractions, something to point them off into random directions that have nothing to do with any of the content that I've prepared. Yeah, me neither. Today we are taking the topics of mystery and deceive and mashing them up together, and we're going to talk about red herrings. And yeah. So there is this gentleman, Justin Alexander, who has and has had. Oh, that can't be right. Well, anyhow, he still has and continues to have had a blog. The blog exists, and it has existed for some time. It is an excellent blog about game master advice, and I have followed it for quite a while. And fairly recently, the book says copyright 2023. It feels older than I think it should be, because it feels more recent than that. But in any case, it exists. His book, So You Want to Be a Game Master, which takes a lot from his material, from the blog, and I'm sure he added things together and put it in the correct form. But it's an excellent book. I will get to the point and say that So You Want to Be a Game Master by Justin Alexander is an excellent book with excellent advice. Right for beginning a game master, and how to, get started, and keeping things simple and building upon the skills that you need to then grow out and, move out from the constraints of the dungeon to, outside of that, and, wilderness and towns and urban adventures and mysteries and so forth. And so we're going to lean in a little bit and spotlight something that Mr. Alexander has put into words about red herrings, particularly in mysteries. And since he has said it better than I could, I simply can't improve upon it, let us spotlight that now. Red herrings are overrated. Red herrings are a classic element of the mystery genre. All the evidence points toward X, but it is a red herring. The real murderer is Y. When it comes to designing an RPG scenario, though, I've found that red herrings are overrated. I'm not going to go so far as to say you should never use them, but I will go so far as to say that you should only use them with extreme caution. First, getting players to make the deductions they're supposed to make is hard enough. Throwing in a red herring i.e. a clue pointing to a false deduction, just makes that harder. Even worse, once the players have reached a conclusion, they tend to latch onto it. It can be extremely difficult to convince the group to let it go and reassess the evidence. The key way to make a red herring work in a mystery story, after all, is to have some piece of evidence that absolutely and incontrovertibly refutes it. Harold couldn't have murdered Judy. He was at the bar when she was murdered. Unfortunately, your concept of incontrovertible refutation may hold just as much water as your concept of really obvious clue that cannot be missed. So if you do decide to include a red herring, make sure to include at least 3 clues refuting it. Second, there's really no need for you to prep a red herring. The players are almost certainly going to take care of it for you. If you fill your adventure with nothing but clues pointing conclusively and decisively at a real killer, I can virtually guarantee you that the players will become suspicious of at least 3 other people before they figure out what's really behind it all. They will, in fact, become very attached to these suspicions and begin weaving complicated theories explaining how the evidence they have fits the suspect they want. This is a classic example of how a clue can be misinterpreted, which is why the 3-clue rule is so important to begin with. So we're going to pretty much keep it at that, keep this a short video, and other than saying if you'd like to know what the 3-clue rule is and other very, very excellent advice from Justin Alexander, I highly recommend this book, So You Want to Be a Game Master by Justin Alexander. And there we go. And so, until I resurface, may your successes be many and your failures be memorable.